Welcome to Africa Whispers. If you like this content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. And now for our story, Blood and Bone. Blood and Bone, the Hunter's Legacy. A tale of courage and survival. They watched, they judged, they erred. And now, they reckon. A home of shadows, a home of whispers, a home of darkness. In the heart of Yankari Game Reserve, where the dense forests whispered ancient secrets and the rivers ran red with the clay of old battlefields, a young man named Obinna lived beneath the shadow of men who wished him broken. His father, Motsi Chikwelu, was once the most feared hunter in all of northern Nigeria, a man whose name was sung by griots as one who could bring down a charging lion with a single spear. But time had bent his back, and sorrow had stolen his fire. Obinna's mother had died many seasons ago, leaving a wound in his soul that never healed. In her place came Mama Ifeoma, a woman with a sharp tongue and sharp nails, who bore no love for a child that was not hers. But it was her sons, Ikin and Tobchi, who made life unbearable. They were giants of men, towering like the Iroko trees that lined the village, their skin dark as the night and their laughter cruel as the hyenas that stalked the savannah. Obinna was not a coward, but against them, he was powerless. They beat him for sport, forced him to clean their weapons, then stole whatever little food he managed to earn. His father, though he loved him, had grown too weary to fight for him. And in the presence of their mother, even Motsi Chikwelu kept his head low. But Obinna had one thing they did not, a fire that refused to be extinguished. The daughter of the spear. Many evenings later, while fetching water from the Komu River, Obinna met Edeora, a woman unlike any he had ever seen. She was the daughter of Motsi Nzeribi, a chief whose wealth and influence stretched across the lands of Jos Plateau. Edeora was no delicate maiden. She carried a bow across her back, her skin painted with the red clay of the hunt, her eyes sharp like a falcon's. Their first meeting was tense. She had mistaken him for a thief when he accidentally stepped too close to her supplies. But when he explained himself, she smirked. "You? A hunter?" she scoffed. "I've seen boys younger than you bring back bushmeat." Obinna gritted his teeth, feeling the same humiliation he always did under his step-uncle's taunts. But there was something about Adeora's challenge that stirred something in him. From that day forward, he vowed to prove himself, not just to her, but to everyone. The hunts that forged him. Obinna knew that the lands around Yankari were no place for the weak. The forests hid panthers, the rivers housed crocodiles, and the grasslands were ruled by buffalo and lions. If he was to become a true hunter, he would have to risk his life. He set out on his first hunt with a spear borrowed from his father, his body tense with excitement and fear. The whispers of the forest spirits, the Alusi, echoed in the trees, warning him, testing him. But the first true test came in the form of a wounded Cape buffalo. It charged with the force of a raging storm, its horns curved like the crescent moon. Obinna's feet refused to move. "This is how I die." And then, an arrow flew past him, piercing the buffalo's eye. It collapsed at his feet. Edeora stepped from the shadows, her bow still raised, her expression unreadable. "Foolish boy," she muttered. "Do you wish to die before you've even learned how to live?" She had followed him. She had saved him. From that day forward, Edeora became his greatest rival, his harshest teacher, and, against all odds, his most precious friend. The temptation of Chidinma. But even as Obinna grew in skill and strength, trouble followed. Chidinma was unlike Edeora. Where Edaora was fierce and untamed, Chidinma was soft, graceful, and dangerous in a way no beast in the world could match. She was the daughter of a powerful merchant, her skin smooth as polished ebony, her voice like the gentle hum of the kora. She whispered things into Obina's ear that made his blood burn, that made him forget, if only for a moment, the struggles of his life. And so, he let himself be drawn to her warmth, to the promise of an easier path. But Edaora knew. One night, as Obina returned from the village, he found her waiting beneath the baobab tree, her bow slung over her shoulder. "You smell of her," she said, her voice cold. "You reek of weakness." Obina opened his mouth, but she raised a hand to silence him. "Do you think she will wait for you? When your hands are bloodied and your clothes are torn from battle, do you think she will stand beside you?" Obina had no answer. It was only after days of torment that he finally made his choice. He found Chidinma beneath the moonlit sky and knelt before her. "I was wrong," he admitted. "I wanted something easy. But I am not a man who can take the easy path." Chidinma smiled sadly. "Then go," she said. "Before I make you stay." And so he left her, his heart heavy but his soul unburdened. The night he ran and returned. The weight of everything, his step-uncle's cruelty, his father's fading strength, the torment of choosing between Chidinma and Edaora, became too much. So one night, Obina did what he had always dreamed of. He ran. He ran beyond the village, beyond the rivers, deep into the wildlands where no one would find him. But the wilderness did not welcome cowards. The spirits whispered to him, the creatures snarled in the darkness. Alone, he realized a truth that shook him to his core. He did not want to run. He wanted to conquer. And so, by dawn, he returned, silent, unseen. No one knew. But he knew. He would never run again. Finally, blood and bone, the essence of an African. The final war came when Ikin and Tobchi learned of his love for Edaora. They waited for him to return from the hunt and beat Motsi Chikwelu within an inch of his life. Obina found them standing over his father's broken body, grinning. "She deserves better than you," Tobchi sneered. But Obina was no longer the weakling they had tormented. He fought with all the fury of the spirits, all the rage of the lions he had learned to hunt. The village gathered as the battle raged, blood staining the earth, bones cracking under fists and blades. When it was over, Obina stood victorious. The spirits whispered. The village watched. His father, though broken, smiled. And Edaora. She was waiting. The hunter's legacy. Obina did not just survive. He became legend. And when he knelt before Edaora, bowing his head in humility, he whispered the words that bound them forever. "I choose you." And under the African sun, in the land of spirits and warriors, a hunter's legacy was born. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more, please like and subscribe.